Guys, deluded. I'm back again. Thank you very much for having me, man. What was I going to speak about today now? Now, I've got quite a few things. Let's start with the one I actually have written up at the top, to be fair. Barcelona. Now, I saw a stat that they haven't made four of the last five Champions League semi-finals. If that's true, that's a madness. Now, something's got to change. This is Barcelona. For me, I mean, looking at that stat, it shouldn't make sense. But for me, they're definitely one of my favourites going into any Champions League competition in any new season for obvious reasons. Lionel Messi, Suarez, obviously Neymar of old. Now, next year, they're going to have Coutinho. They've got Dembele. It's just Barcelona. You've always got to respect them in the sense that it doesn't matter what state Barcelona, Madrid, Bayern Munich might be in even if they're having their own personal turmoil. These are the biggest clubs in the world, so you've got to respect them. And they're unbeaten, and it's being whispered about. They're unbeaten. Messi's moving mad. They're unbeaten in the league, I believe. Definitely. Obviously, they're not unbeaten in Europe anymore because they went out to Roma. We'll get onto that topic. Despite all of that, do they need to make a change now? I watch Barcelona, but I don't watch them like Arsenal. I don't really care about their inner workings as much as I do about Arsenal for obvious reasons. No disrespect, Barcelona fans, if any of you watch. But I look at Valverde and I see a master tactician. He's someone that I wouldn't have had any qualms managing Arsenal prior to the Barca move. He's a master tactician. But at Barcelona, it doesn't matter if it's in particular the 4-4-2 or slight variations of it, his variations. It doesn't matter if it's that. It doesn't matter if it's 4-3-3. It doesn't matter if it's a Christmas tree. Something just doesn't look right. Don't get me wrong. Many a times this season I've seen them play, and in particular Messi play some sublime stuff. But equally, I've seen them drop stupid points at dying embers of the game, despite the fact that they do look extremely rigid, and they do look at definitely one of the most defensive Barcelona sides game in, game out that I've seen of recent years. Like I said, they're walking the league, but something just doesn't convince me. I mean, for me, it's failed to integrate Dembele and Coutinho properly. Dembele's had a mad injury. Coutinho's joined mid-season. It's going to take teething problems, and he has to care about the domestic and the domestic campaign and the European campaign and the team collective rather than pander to Coutinho's. But both of them were bought for big money, and I do honestly believe both could have been handled better. People that watch Barcelona on a more regular basis, I can't understand resting Messi, but they're saying the likes of Messi, Piqué are not getting enough rest. And like I said on the point, for me the big point is they walk in the league, but it's like they drop a lot of dumb points now. Like that wouldn't happen under a lot of other Barcelona sides. Like Celta Vigo yesterday, but Celta Vigo always they seem to be Barca's bogey team. But I'm guessing you guys get the point. Like I'm not calling for him to be sacked, but should he be sacked? I mean, it sounds criminal. The man's just won the league, like I said, but the way they went out in the champs that we need to get onto is ridiculous, disgraceful. The players need to hold their hands up, but I mean, that's some ultra bottling. Credit to Roma, fantastic. They deserve to be there, and I mean, I love an underdog. I'd love them to win the whole competition, to be honest with you. But yeah, it's not all his fault, man. Since the long days of Pep Guardiola and the nice football and all them things are gone, it's not easy at Barcelona. Regardless of what you think about Luis Enrique, and he did a lot right and he did a lot wrong necessarily. That's what some Barca fans would tell you. That man won the treble, and he's still spoken weirdly about. Tata Martino was a joke. So they've been on a bit of a, since Pep's gone and certain things have happened, it's been a bit weird for Barca. For me, La Masia, I'm seeing mad stats like there's no La Masia players in this lineup, and for the first time in champs, no homegrown players featured for Barcelona B is featured for them. It's weird. I know in the cup competitions he must have given a debut because Marcus McGain, formerly of us, made his debut for Barca, so he's obviously given some chances, but it just looks like La Masia is the furthest away they've ever been from getting chances within Barcelona. He does give chances from time to time, clearly, but you get where I'm going. I'm not going to pin that all on him. There's a serious problem with managers before him faced with La Masia. Their best prospects are constantly leaving the club. A lot of that could be down to a lack of faith and a lack of structure and things. That could be down to a change of direction with the directors. That could have been down to their previous transfer ban where players couldn't play and all them things. Either way, La Masia, the likes of Messi, Iniesta, Xavi, Pedro's not in the same bracket, but Pedro, Busquets, Piqué, fair enough, he left and came back, Puyol, you see where I'm going. Like, it's not where you're looking at it, and there is some talented guys at Barca, but where are they going to get the chances? It's ridiculous. Now, I don't really care for Sergi Samper anymore. I thought it was messed up at a point in time, but even guys like him, you go back a few years, and I say a few years lightly, I mean Pep's time, he would have been in this already. But that's just what I feel, man. In the summer, there's talk of getting in Griezmann. I believe they need to get a left back. Alba's sick, but he's been a bit inconsistent for me. Dijon is decent, but he doesn't convince at Barcelona for me. I think Semedo will come good, but if I said I'm convinced, I'm not sure. They probably need a centre-half. Yeah, Mina looks sick, but they need that top bracket. Maybe another midfielder. There's talk of Arthur coming in. They're obviously getting Griezmann. But yeah, man, there needs to be some more quality added. And if they can get some guys for the bench, they need to do that as well, because the bench at Barca, I got sympathy, man. There's a lot of Z-lists, to be honest with you. No disrespect to Andre Gomez, I think he's a baller, but guys like him and Denis Suarez, who I think is a baller as well, looking like coming to the end of that club. Your time at that club's coming to an end, to be honest with you. Paco and all of these sort of players are not going to improve you or help you. Guys, deluded anyways, man. That was just my 2 pence on the situation anyways. But anyways, get in the comments, subscribe and do the rest. I'm out, man.